Hello and welcome back to an AI Reality Bytes with me, Amanda Prochaska. Today we are going to be thinking about shifting our mindset around how to implement AI solutions. And I will tell you, if you are implementing something right now, particularly a solution that is AI enabled, AI native, whatever you want to call it, and you're doing it in a waterfall approach, or you're even doing it in agile approach, you want to listen to this video because there is a better way that we're learning how to deploy AI. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, as you can imagine at Wonder Services, we have a lot of clients who are deploying all kinds of different technologies, but one of them, and the most frequent one these days, is deploying some sort of AI native or an AI enabled solution. But then they try to use old ways of working, old ways of deploying on those AI solutions, and to be honest, it hasn't been working very well. There's been learnings along the way, and we're in a new frontier, so we're going to learn and try and learn again and figure it out as we go. But I think we've now had enough exposure at Wonder Services to add our 2 cents into the mix around how to deploy AI effectively. And we are coming out with a methodology that's called the 5 Ds. So the 5 Ds is all about how do you go from a concept to a fully deployed AI solution. And it is maybe similar to some of the old methodologies, but there are some really big and profound differences between them. So, and when I go through this, I want you to think of a scenario where you're deploying this 5 Ds at a very rapid pace. So gone are the days of the 28 to 48 week implementation. There are still a handful of those around, but for the most part, these AI solutions can move very, very quickly, and you're talking maybe 8 to 12 weeks, maybe even less. I've actually used the 5 Ds myself and went through the entire cycle within just a few hours. So it could be that rapid too. So let's go ahead and talk about the 5 Ds. So first of all, I do want to say that we always start with a discover phase. And the discover phase can really change depending on where you're starting from. But think about the discover phase as where you set your mission and metrics. So what are you trying to achieve? How are you going to measure success? But then it's also trying to discover what type of process do you want? Do you want to change the process? Do you not want to change the process? Are you going to need different people on the team? Do you want, how big of an impact is it going to be? So it's that foundational layer to kind of get your ducks in a row, right? When I was going through this and it only lasted, the 5 Ds only lasted a couple of hours, it was really focused on what is my mission? What's my measurement? How do I know I'm successful? Because AI's learning with you for the most part, although there are some solutions that are built with that learning already built in, which we can talk about later. But think of discover as setting the foundation of what does success look like? How do I want to measure it? And do I understand the impact and how I want to proceed forward with this deployment? Because it's not just about the tech. You have to think about the people. You have to think about your organization, the skill sets that are needed, etc. And that's all discovered in the discover phase. Okay, the next phase is the design. And this is where you're going to want to think through what does the process look like when using this AI solution. If I'm building an agent, or if it's going to be AI enabled through that agent, like how do I trigger the agent to start acting? Do I want to reimagine my process? Do I need, what are those steps along the way that the agent or the AI solution is going to do? That is all determined in your design phase. So not too unlike our current design phases, whether you're talking about an agile approach or a waterfall approach, design is pretty similar. But the difference here is a lot of these technologies allow you to truly redefine what your process looks like. You can choose not to do that, but you do have the opportunity to do that, and that would happen in the design. Okay, develop is very different, and that is your 3rd D. develop is all around how are you training the AI solution and an agent or your other AI solutions. How do you train it with clean, consistent data? How are you getting the right outcomes? Are there misunderstandings or clarifications maybe in your prompting? All of that goes into how do I develop this to really do what I need it to do? And it's the training step. So think of develop as how am I going to train the AI to do what I need it to do, and maybe even beyond. I'll give you an example of this. So when I was going through the 5Ds myself, I was trying to get a list of all of the job openings within procurement within a certain set of job titles. I knew that I wanted only those, I think it was 44 job titles in the United States, anything that was posted within the last 2 weeks. I also wanted to know the hiring manager, their LinkedIn profile, and where the job listing was actually posted at. So I was gathering that type of information. And so that was all outlined in the design phase. And then I went in and put all of that into the AI solution that I was building. And it gave me 31 jobs. And I was like, or maybe it was 36, but either way, it wasn't enough jobs out there for what is posted in procurement. And I was like, well, that's super interesting because I was expecting a different result. It followed my prompts, like it gave me all the information that I was looking for, except for it was very limited in its scope. So I went back and I prompted again and I said, can you tell me how you came up with this list? Which is a very powerful way of trying to diagnose what's going on as you're trying to train the system. So it came back and it said, well, I just pulled the first one that I found within each of the titles, and I only found 31 of the 44 titles. And so I knew then that was a mistake, a clarification that was needed. And so I went back in and I said, well, I really need, let's just say that the last 50 in each title that was posted. And so I could get up to 50 for each title. And that helped me get a better response, a more complete picture of what was going on in the industry. So that is one example of how you're training and clarifying as you go. So you start running in that develop phase, you're kind of doing the configuration of the solution. You're starting to run it and train it at the same time. Now, I was talking to a founder of an AI solution just recently, and he's like, I love your 5Ds, except for I hate develop. No, he wasn't that strong. But he was like, hey, my system doesn't need any developing because I've spent the time developing and training it myself. So there's really limited training that you need to do if you're buying my solution off the shelf. I agree with that to a certain extent. So if you are working with an organization, you're buying an AI solution for a specific need that you have, I still think there's going to need to be training involved because let's just say you have maybe some different formats of invoices or different processes that you want it to do versus the standard. So there's still going to be some nuance there that you are going to need to think about and train these systems to do exactly what you want it to do. So that is your develop phase. Now, step number 4 is demonstrate. And in the old Waterfall days, it was maybe similar to UAT to a certain extent, maybe not. But this is really where you start using it with intention. So if I'm building my own agent on my that's working on my behalf, or you're training a system that you have purchased, you start using it and testing it for thoroughly in a kind of defined space. So we get caught up in calling it a pilot all the time, although pilot makes it sound like you're going to go forward or not. I would like this to be more of like I'm demonstrating the power of this, and I'm demonstrating and understanding the nuance behind it, because not everything is happy path. A lot of consultants back in the day, or maybe even today, like to only design your processes for when everything works well. When you're in this demonstrate phase, things might not go well. It might be an exception process. It might be where things need to be escalated, whatever that might be. This is where you tease out that nuance. So think about it as the 20% of the chaos that happens each and every day. You're going to tease out in this demonstrate phase. So this is where you refine the approach. You make sure that you have all of the controls in place, that you are checking on the ethical aspects of the AI, and you're really putting it through the ringer, if you will, to make sure that it can demonstrate in the most full way the capability that you're trying to bring to the table. And then the last phase is my favorite phase, and it's delight. And this is where you take it from this pressure testing and demonstrate in this very kind of confined area, your process or your organization, and you scale it out across the organization for full use. Now, this is where back in the discover phase, when you put your mission and measurement in place, this is where you start measuring against that to make sure that whatever you've deployed is hitting the mark on your mission and your measurement, and that you're celebrating with your team the new capability that you have, but you're also making sure that you're leveraging the power and getting the results that you were intending. That's where it all kind of hits the ground, if you will. It's like the starting line of a marathon. And this is where you start running after all of that practice, and hopefully you can run all those many miles and hit that finish line. Although there's probably not a finish line in this case, it's just going to continue on and you're going to build upon it, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. So I highly recommend, as you are looking at either building your own AI solutions or deploying an AI solution that you have purchased, to reconsider how you are deploying it. Using old methods on brand new technology is probably not the way to go. And some of the recent studies that are coming out of what we're learning from AI points to a lot of people trying to deploy old thought process to new technology, and it's catching people up. These solutions are not getting out of pilot, and maybe not doing what they're expected to do. And I think it's because we've tried using old waterfall approaches, or even sometimes an agile approach, where it's not fully trained and you get either hallucinations or improper results because you have not gone through the 5Ds fully. So with that said, I hope you like this video. If you do like it, hit the like and subscribe, and we'll continue to bring content as we see fit. It's usually about every other week, just so you know. We're publishing new videos on this new world of AI. With that said, cheers to you. Have a great week.